Guys, what if I told you that you could build something with Golang that would enable you to crawl through the sitemaps of any website over the internet and also help you get some SEO related data in terms of the quality of SEO that they've implemented, right? That'll be interesting, right? So in this video, we're building a sitemap crawler that helps you with SEO. And what we're going to do is we're going to give the XML sitemap file, the link of the file to our program. The program will go through all the links in the sitemap and also going to visit each link, which is basically crawling through each of the link to make sure that all the pages belong to the website, and that's how the pages are meant to be crawled. This is exactly what the Google crawler does. It goes to all the website and it uses the sitemap to crawl through all the pages, right? And the better your sitemap is, the easier the job of Google crawler is, and then the better SEO score that you get, right? So now this video is going to be very interesting. This is a video series, by the way. This is the part 1. We're going to have subsequent videos coming up. If you want to stay updated, you have to press the subscribe button, and that will update you whenever the new video comes up in this series. It's not going to be a long series. There'll be probably 3 or 4 videos max in this video series. So here's what we're going to do in detail, right? Now I take everything to the drawboard first, right, before I write any even a single line of code. And that's because if you don't do this, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So when you start out in your career as a developer, the first 3 to 4 years, you probably won't approach problems like this, right? But once you have a lot of experience under your belt, like let's say 7-8 years, you would know the importance of planning something out on a drawboard before you attempt to write the code. And if you're a junior developer, you can start doing this from today, and this will save you years of your years of maturity. Basically, you will mature mature to tomorrow itself, and you'll be working the way senior developers work, right? I'm not even talking about senior developers. I'm talking about architects. This is how architects work, right? Who architect the whole program. So basically what we're doing here is we're architecting the entire flow of the program. All right. So I'll take you through each of these steps. So, and once you have understood these steps, and once we start programming and writing the code, everything will make a lot more sense to you, and everything will be very, very easy to understand because you've already seen how we're going to approach the problem, right? What we want to do is we'll first create a struct called SEO data, which basically we're telling Golang, this is the struct and this is how we're expecting the data to be. So it will contain the URL, the title, H1 tag, and meta description. Meta description being the most important tag in for SEO on a page. I'm sure you know that already. What we're going to do is we're going to create user agents. So when we request something from a website, the website knows that it's a Chrome browser requesting something, but if it's but you have to define user agents so that our crawler Golang can also go and represent itself as a browser like a Mozilla or Firefox or whatever, right? So and then you have a function to pick a random user agent, right? So we don't for each request we want to pick a random user agent, all right, so that it looks like the requests are coming from multiple sources. And then you have, so this is the best practice. Basically this is best practice to approach crawling with. Otherwise you if there's a lot of requests from you, then you might end up getting blocked. Then what we'll do is we'll have our main function. We'll define an XML file in that main function, which will be the sitemap. So the sitemaps are always .xml files, right? So you need to get the link of that. And in this video tutorial, we'll use an already existing sitemap from another website, which is more like a testing sitemap link that we'll use, but you can substitute that with any other link that you want. All right, and then we'll send it to the crawling function. So we'll have another function called crawling function. On the left, what I've done is I've written out all the reusable functions that I may have in this complete program. Why reusable functions? Because what happens is when you start coding, you kind of lose track of the number of functions that you require. So you might end up writing a lot of repetitive code, and I don't want to do that. So as an experienced developer, you always want to note down the kind of functions that you'll be creating, so that you can determine what other functions that you can reuse again and again. If you're performing any operations again and again, you can reuse those functions, right? So I'm training you to think like an architect and a senior developer. So then what you're going to do is you're going to send a GET request to this page and get a response, right? So which is basically the sitemap page. So we send a GET request to this page and get a response, and then we check if the response received is in fact a sitemap. So to make requests, I'm going to create a function called make request function, which will help me to always make requests. And then this is going to be done by is sitemap function to check if in fact the XML file is a sitemap, right? If somebody puts a bogus link, I don't want to consider that as a sitemap and put my effort in actually trying to get data from it, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the sitemap. I'm going to extract all the URLs on that page, because that's how crawlers work. They extract all the URLs on the page and then they start visiting those URLs. That's how they know how to actually go through the entire website, right? It's a sitemap. So and then what you're going to do is, so this will have an extract URL function which will help me extract all the URLs from the page, and then we have to make a request to all of these different pages. So I'm assuming we'll have routines here, right? So we're going to use routines, and then what we'll do is we'll make a request to all these pages one by like simultaneously, all the different pages, and get their responses in HTML. So again, we'll use the make request function. So now you understand why I do this reusable function planning, because now I can use the same function here, because I know that I'll be making multiple requests. And then we'll have our crawl function, where all the pages that we get as a response HTML, we're going to crawl through all of those pages, and then we can convert it into usable SEO data. So I'm going to this is another function called get SEO data function, where I'll convert the data that I get into the usable SEO data function, which will be in this format, in the struct format. All the other data that I don't want to use, I will completely ignore. But if you want to gather any more data, like let's say all tags and all of that stuff, you can do that as well. You can make changes to the struct. You can make changes here in this function, and you can extract as much SEO data as you want from a page. So it's going to be completely customizable, right? The whole program is going to be completely customizable. You can reuse this code, do whatever you want with it. You can make changes. All right. So I hope this makes sense. Do subscribe to this channel if you want to be updated on when the next video comes out. And thanks a lot for watching.